Hey everybody, and welcome to Dennis from Scratch. Today I'm going to show you how to properly slice and cut a watermelon. I've got two watermelons here, one little one big one. It's mostly the same process. I'll first demonstrate with the little one. To begin, I've got a towel here which is slightly damp just to make sure that the cutting board doesn't slide around and also to catch any of the juice that spills off. Also got a bowl to put everything in, but first we're just going to slice the watermelon in half. I always rinse off my watermelons first, just because I don't want anything that's on the outside getting in. And now we're just going to work with one half of the watermelon at a time. Turn it on its side here. Slice it in half again. Okay. And now we're just going to go ahead and slice kind of triangle pieces like this. And with the watermelon that's small, these are going to be really small pieces, but with the bigger watermelon, they're going to be much larger and look more like regular watermelon slices. I like doing it this way because you're not going to end up with pieces that are just a bunch of rind with no flesh on there, which is always annoying when you're either trying to get the watermelon off of the rind either with a knife or with your mouth. And then to get the little flesh parts out, we're going to switch to using a smaller knife just because it's easier, slimmer. So as we're cutting along here, just cut along where it's the white edge. We'll just toss that out. Slice that. And that's all that you do if you want it cubed. You can also just eat these like normal watermelon slices. And it's mostly the same process for the large watermelon. The only difference is that especially if you've got a long watermelon, you'll want to cut a few slices in the middle. I'll show you what I mean. And notice I didn't cut all the way around the watermelon. Kind of pried it at the end there because it's just falling apart. Alright, so again we're just going to cut it in half. Okay. And right here, if you want to get those really long pieces, you would just cut like that, and now you've got your watermelon smiles, I guess. You just cut these up, and now it's essentially the same process just as we did with this one to get the flesh out of there. We'll just use our smaller knife. And then after we've gotten a couple of those out of the way and your watermelon is small enough to be of a manageable size, then you can start getting these so we're not left with any pieces that are just rind. Okay. And if you only have your big knife, that's fine. You can get the flesh out like this. It's just a little bit more difficult, especially if you've got these small pieces. Try and work your knife around it. I find it helps to kind of pull the flesh back, or pull the rind back as you're carving out that flesh. Just kind of take a grip up top, pull it back. And I'll show you what I mean about getting just pieces that are completely rind. If we were just to go ahead and slice this watermelon like this the whole way, Eventually we're gonna get to pieces like this, which, as you can see, there's just a tiny little bit of flesh. It's mostly rind. It's terrible to try and pick up and eat with your mouth, but it's also really hard to try and get that flesh out with a knife. So it's just best to avoid that because it's just kind of obnoxious, and that way we're not wasting any watermelon if we do it by slicing it all the way around like that. So that's it.